Alright, I figured I'd do a second take here. I'm kind of underneath the barn, out of the wind. Wasn't sure on the first one if the wind would really affect the sound. So I got a couple fires going of barn wood. And I wanted to kind of talk about the process of burning your piles and how it's different in different places. I kind of learned the hard way on this one. The first few piles I burnt I just kind of roughed it. I went out and burnt. I didn't really tell anybody, and I got to talk to the visit from the volunteer fire department. Luckily it was towards the end of the day, so they were just getting off of work anyway. They weren't mad or anything, but it was actually kind of nice because they kind of told me the process of how to call in and make sure everybody knows what's going on. So I'm just trying to keep the microphone out of the wind here, but anyway, so yeah, basically the way it works here in South Dakota, that's where I'm at. This is a volunteer fire department area, so the process here is to call into the fire dispatch, which is it's not 911, but it's the people that deal with the 911. It's kind of like the non-emergency line. Just call them in or call in. You'll have to probably look on the internet or something, or if you have a friend or something that's with the fire, they'll know the number. Just call in and tell them that you're going to be burning, and they're going to want to know your name and number and the address and everything like that. So when people do call 911, they'll know that, hey, there's already somebody out there burning. And here in South Dakota, you don't actually have to pay anything. They just want to know that you're doing it. Some places, I'm sure there's like burn seasons and stuff like this, but this is the country, so you know, whatever, they don't really care about that stuff. And I'm out on a farm, I'm not in a residential area, so that's kind of the way it works here. I know in other states they have like certain times that you're supposed to burn and everything. I wasn't really planning on burning today, but we had a storm come in last night, dropped a few inches of snow. We got some drifting and stuff. You can see I'm just starting on that pile right there. That's all trash and stuff like that. It's going to the dump, but I got a pile of wood right next to it. I'm just gonna have to be careful it doesn't get into my trash pile. You can see the smoke from the other fire. I'll kind of go over there here in a second after I get done explaining stuff. But so anyway, all this wood that I got burning right now is just miscellaneous scrap wood that I don't really have any use for. You know, it's non-dimensional stuff, cracked, rotted, twisted, too many nails in it to really salvage and all that business. I'm sure if you were like a photographer or something, I've had some people talk to me before. I'm a photographer myself, but a lot of the stuff that I'm burning, you could probably use it for picture frames and, you know, small type stuff. But I really don't have the time to salvage that much little lumber and store it and pack it away. It's easier for me just to take the big stuff and burn the small stuff, and if I need small stuff, I'll cut it out of the big stuff later. At least that's my thought process. And my dad was actually talking to me. I'm pretty sure I got a bunch of buildings lined up for next winter. In particular, one barn, another barn with a tin roof. So for me to tear a barn down, it really has to have a tin roof to make it worth it, because that's where the money is. Whether you sell it or whether you keep it, that really makes it worth it to have that tin. I don't think, for me, it's not worth it to tear a barn down unless it's got the tin on there, or some really heavy timbers that are like hand hewn, or you know, cut by hand or whatever, some old stuff. Around here we don't have many barns that are that old. A lot of them are just around the 100-year mark. So over on the East Coast is where you get a lot of the hand-built stuff with the really old timbers and old nails and stuff. There's quite a few old nails in this one, but not like on the East Coast. So this barn in particular didn't really have many heavy timbers, but it did have the tin. So and it had a lot of really nice rough cut, large dimensional lumber that I can reuse. So it wasn't 100% barn, like 100% go, like, you know, this is awesome, it's got everything I need, but it had about 85% of the stuff I wanted, so I could justify spending the time and whatnot. But I guess I could show you the man fire before I let you go. I'm gonna probably try to get like three more fires going. This one, it's already burning down. Shoot, I only started that like an hour ago. It's nice with the winds. You know, you could probably go over there and forge metal if you want. I'm sure I can feel the heat from here. And then this one, you know, it's still got a ways to go before it kicks off. I'm gonna try to burn a couple more piles, I think, before I call it a day. With this much snow on the ground, I don't really have to worry about it taking off on me, obviously. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be pulling any boards today. I got snow everywhere on the old barn location here. I'll probably just burn it. That's the process on burning. You're gonna want to check in with your local municipality fire department, kind of see how they want to do it. Some people, you got to fill paperwork out, or you might have to pay, or you might not even be able to do it. You might have to take it to the dump, and if you have to take it to the dump and they won't let it burn, chances are you're gonna have to pay for it. And around here, a dump load is about 20 bucks. I know in other places you could spend a lot of money taking it to the dump, so that's something to consider, is hauling away your scrap if that's what you have to do. Luckily for me, this trash, I don't have to haul it. He's gonna have another buddy of his haul the trash away, so the only stuff I take off the location is the stuff I want. Everything else gets burnt. Saves me some money, probably saves me a few $100s worth of dump fees, but another thing to consider. Anyway, even though it looks cold out, it's actually not that cold. Pretty nice day, just windy. And I think that's it, so I'll let you go. Bye.